it's Anna, and welcome to Coffee with Anna. I'm doing things a little bit different. As you can tell, you can see my laptop here. I'm actually recording on my phone because I have a feeling the connection on the phone is better. And actually, I think it's going to allow me to interact with you guys a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and share this video in our private Facebook group. If you're not a part of the private Facebook group, then make sure you're part of it. I am going to post that link in the comments to make it super easy for you, okay? So let me just make sure I am live, and then I'm going to get started. Oh my God, you guys, I love Facebook so much. I have to tell you. Oh, here we go. It does show I'm live. I love Facebook so much, you guys. I love Facebook groups so much. I just was in a group and there was some drama going on, and I just had to say my 2 cents and remind people that groups are about community and conversation and not about legal advice. Okay, so there. I am going to share this in my group or not. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Let's try this again. Share in the group. Happy Tuesday. Share in the group. Here we go. And we are live. Okay. So I'm going to share also in the comments how to find the group if you guys are not in the group. Here it is. And I can hear myself. communitycafe.club. There we go. So I'm going to mute myself on my computer and get started. So yeah, I love Facebook groups. If you guys don't know who I am, see, now I'm not doing a challenge this week. I am just going live on our page here because I want to talk about what the focus was on last week in our group. So if you guys did my 5-day Facebook group engagement challenge, which was 2 weeks ago, I left you at the end of that challenge with a task of mapping out the next 30 days. And one of those suggestions is to take a topic of the week. And so I followed my own advice, my friends, and I took a topic of the week. So last week we talked about polls. Polls, everywhere there's polls. I know I have to be goofy because I realize sometimes I'm a little too uptight on social media, and really I'm not that uptight. I am like total goofball. So I'm trying to be a little bit more myself here. I'm just being brutally honest. So yeah, polls, everywhere there's polls. So I wanted to focus on polls this week. So I talked about polls every day of the week, and I changed it up a little bit, right? And I wanted to go over a few things about polls today with you. I'm going to pull up my little notes here. Another reason why I did it different. Okay, so polls have been around forever, right? Polls are a really important part it plays an important part in our lives. You know, these political polls, right? We've always heard of political polls. What are people thinking? What are people... what's going through people's minds? Like, we want to be mind readers, but we're not mind readers. So polls are a way to find out what is going through someone's mind. And guess what? People love to share what's going through their minds, right? Whether it's business related or something fun, they love to share their opinions. And polls are an incredible way to share their opinions. Well, now, polls are also a great way to increase your Facebook group engagement. If you've ever seen a poll pop up on your news feed, that is because Facebook loves when you use I've said this in all of my training, Facebook loves when you use their features, that being Facebook Live, right? As well as a feature called polls. Okay, so you'll also start to see that Facebook is adding a lot more features in their Facebook groups. So you guys, I'm telling you, groups are the place to be, and nobody is talking about them. Nobody is talking about how important groups are, how to use them appropriately. I have to tell you, when you listen to signs, okay, so originally when I started going down this road of teaching about Facebook groups, originally it was amongst health coaches or business coaches, because that typically is where you find groups, right? There are health coaches that have groups. There are fitness coaches that have groups. There are business coaches that have groups. And that is typically your typical group. But I am listening to you because of polls and because of people's pain points. And there have been signs that have showed me that more than just your typical health coach or coach can utilize a Facebook group. I'm talking about bloggers. I'm talking about real estate professionals. I'm talking about photographers. I'm talking about thinking outside the box because, and yes, Facebook groups are a third party, and no, you don't want to rely on a third party. That's where your email list comes in. But Facebook groups are an incredible way to build that momentum, that community, that we're in this together place where people want to spend their time. And I'm telling you, Facebook is spending the time and energy on those groups. So you want to be ahead of the curve on this. Okay, so that's my goal, is to teach you the ins and outs of Facebook groups and how to utilize them, no matter what your business is, no matter what your niche is. Okay, back to polls. So polls, we love to share our opinion, right? If you have used polls in your group, please post a comment saying, yes, I've used them, and let me know if you've used polls, okay? Polls. Okay, everybody has just about used polls, but people are not consistent in using polls, and people are a little bit hesitant on using polls. People, I know, they are hesitant on using them often because they feel like they're inundating their members. I'm here to tell you, your members, it's a very easy way to spark engagement, and for them to participate in your poll is an opportunity for them to be a participant in your group without having to write something long out. You have those lurkers, you have those people they're hidden behind the scenes and are watchers. Polls are an opportunity for them, for you to connect with them and understand them, okay? So here's what I want to talk about polls. Besides for the fact that polls are amazing and you need to start using polls, polls are not only to collect data for your business or opinions or pain points for your business so that you can customize your business around your members, but it's also a great way to have fun with your members, right? It's a great way to connect on a personal level, on a level where you are equals, right? Like, I just read an article, of course, on polls today, and they were talking about this group that was surrounded by, I think it was like Madden football, a video game. And so it was a community where like-minded people that were video gamers could come together and share their experience with this video game, right? That's why I say outside the box. It's a great way to build connections, okay? This was a person talking about, sorry, my daughter's texting me. Talking about video games and connecting with other people doing video games, but they were using polls in a really fun way. They were connecting and sharing, kind of their own language of their group. Okay, so I want you to think outside the box in using your polls. Also, if you're watching this and I'm gonna ask you a question. If you want a list of poll question ideas. I haven't created one, but something tells me that that might be valuable. So if that sounds like it's something valuable to you, then also comment below if you want something like that, and I will create it. I'm not going to create it unless I get some like high fives and whether, that might be useful. Okay, so I'm talking about fun polls. Polls can be collecting data, polls can be fun, all right? So there are a couple more questions regarding polls that I wanted to address because, like I said earlier in this video, about Facebook really paying attention to groups and really adding features to groups, polls is one of those things that they are adding features that are gonna blow your mind, okay? I actually did a training video that's in my platform of where my Rock Your Facebook Groups course is, and I talk about one of the features that Facebook is adding and is rolling out, and I have a screenshot of it in the training. So if you want to see what that is, then also comment below, let me know if you want access to that training. Again, it's on polls. It's some of the same things I've already talked about today, but it also is sharing that feature that's showing up that you want to be ahead of the curve with, okay? So I wanted to slip that in real quick, but I also wanted to answer a question that I've been getting regarding responses to polls, okay? So you have a group of, whatever your size of the group is. You have a group of size, 10 people, of 20 people, of 2,500 people. And you have members that are answering the poll questions in your group. Now, the question I get is, should I reply to those members? My straight up answer is yes, absolutely. So what do you reply? Well, you can reply by saying, thanks for participating in the poll. I just want to say that I recognize, I saw that you were there, and I want to give you a high five for chiming in and being a valuable part of this community. That's my suggestion on the type of response to respond to, because here's my thing is I don't want you, and this is probably the reason why I get this question, is because I don't want you to feel, or your members to feel like they're pressured and like, oh crap, she's watching me, now she's gonna pressure me to buy something. It is simply a high five, thanks for participating. I saw that you chimed in. And of course it depends on what the poll is. If it's a really fun poll, then like say, oh my God, you and I are the same, But it's really just a high five, thanks for participating. Because that message goes a very long way. You are treating that member as not a number. You are treating that member as a member. And you are building and cultivating that relationship, that person-to-person relationship. It only takes a second to do. You can send it off to 5 people a day. Say you did one poll this week and you got a bunch of responses. You send off 5 messages and you've connected one-on-one with your community. And you showed them that it's really important for them to be in there because you find that their presence is valuable. And if someone finds that their presence is valuable, guess what's going to happen? They're going to show up more often, right? So not only do Facebook polls show up in the news feed more often than regular posts, because it's Facebook's feature, it increases the engagement. So the more people that respond to the poll, the more Facebook shows the poll. Now here's a little hack. And this is something that I use in a smaller group. You post a poll, chances are you're gonna get a response right away because it's gonna show that post to a handful of your members, okay? You're gonna get a response. Maybe it's not the amount of responses that you were hoping for, but I like to keep it without saying bump. You wanna bump that post up without saying bump. Throw in a GIF. I want you guys to get used to using GIFs because GIFs make it fun, make it enjoyable, make it like a party, make it, you know, a place that people want to hang out in. So I post my own GIF under my poll a couple hours after I post it. If it's not getting the engagement that I want, it's going to bring it back up. And guess what? Maybe somebody else will put a GIF underneath where they're feeling the same way, okay? So it's one way to bump your post back up in the feed, because Facebook does like when you use engagement polls. So just to recap, yes, polls are important. Yes, you need to use them. Yes, you need to use them often. Yes, you can collect data on your members by asking them questions surrounding whatever product or service that you have. And yes, make them fun and non-product or service related, but just people related. If you know that your group is 99% women, then post a poll that only women will get, right? Make it fun, make it engaging. It is about conversation. It is about networking. And the more that you create that community and that networking and fun and just kind of like this party, people want to spend time in there, and the engagement is going to go through the roof, which is something that you are probably lacking. The shares of your group is going to go through the roof, and since the activity engagement goes up, it is most likely to be shared as a suggested group, so you can kind of fall into that wheel of suggested groups and build the group itself, which kind of talks about another topic, which is the topic that we're going to be focusing on this week, which is attracting people to your group. So suggested groups was something that came up yesterday in our group when it came to attracting members to your group, and engagement is one of those great ways to get your group in the suggested list, because when it's highly engaged, you're more inclined to refer someone to your group. The more that your circle of friends are in that group, then the more that Facebook is going to suggest you being a part of that group. So again, this is more talking about attracting people, but polls are an instant way to gain engagement in your group. And I know I've watched quite a few people this week, since we've talked about polls, use polls and get great engagement. All right, so are we good with polls? High five. I give you a high five today. Again, happy Tuesday. This week we're focusing on attracting people into your Facebook groups. Again, if you're not a part of the community so that you can be a part of this conversation, make sure you click on the link. I posted it in the comments. If you're catching this on the replay, let me know. And you are totally valuable to me as someone who's watching this and finding this valuable. Sarah, awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out here. I appreciate that. And I'm going to sign off for now, you guys. Bye-bye. Have a good day.